So at a very high level, again, Pulsar supports the pub sub APIs. It supports multiple APIs, but we'll start with this one, right? So the pub sub is the traditional one where you send a message asynchronously and the consumer will receive the data asynchronously. And so use cases that will support the pub sub API would be microservices or event-driven architectures, where you want your code to react to the arrival of a new event. The quintessential use case being like an e-commerce order comes in. You want those applications to be notified immediately, to be delivered a copy of that event, and to be able to respond to it and process to it. And in theory, generate their own event, which would then trigger more services down the line and so on and so forth. There's also, again, then you have the reader or batch mode, right? And so that's a separate API where you can do historical reads. You can go back to a point in time or from a specific message and do analytics on all that data. And that's more for the stream processing applications, right? I want to read the last hour's worth of data or go back to this topic, give me the last 100 messages or however you want to slice and dice it, right? But that's called the reader or batch interface, which is different from the pub sub API. Key being that you can apply the same API, the reader API and the pub sub API to the exact same topic with different consumers to have access to the same copy of the data. Right. And so microservices can also use the reader batch API if you want to. You can go back, on an event, be triggered and go back and read the last 100 events as well, things of that nature. There's also a fourth API, which is, or a third API rather, the Pulsar IO connectors, which are part of like the Pulsar functions framework that allow you to get data into and out of external systems, right? So if you want to have, and there's a suite of pre-built connectors, things like, Elasticsearch, and ScyllaDB and MongoDB. We have existing connectors where you can read data from those data, third-party data sources and bring it into Pulsar, or you can publish it back out as well. Or you can write your own custom connectors if there's a system you want to interact with to exchange data between Pulsar and that third-party system. And Pulsar IO connectors is an API that allows you to program to that and write code that does that as well.